Few celebrity couples have sparked as much intrigue as Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn. Their love story first caught fire after a chance meeting, inspiring endless curiosity from fans and the press alike. From the start, their romance stayed tightly under wraps, fueling speculation and giving rise to countless internet theories. Whispers of a secret wedding between Taylor and Joe have swirled online for years, with every subtle gesture and coded lyric sending Swifties into detective mode. Despite repeated denials from Swift's team, the rumors haven't faded, especially as the pair's private moments, like their first encounter and that rumored stylish proposal, remain the stuff of fan legend. Media outlets and social platforms have only amplified the story, making it one of pop culture's favorite mysteries. This post takes you through the fascination, the spark that started it all, the proposal fever, and the roller coaster claims of a wedding and split, all set against the backdrop of two stars fiercely guarding their privacy. Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn's story quietly began in 2016, just as Taylor was taking a step back from the spotlight. After years of intense public attention, most people didn't see the first sparks fly, but the tiny details that surfaced later gave fans hints about their love at first sight moment. Looking back, those early days set the tone for a relationship built on privacy, mutual respect, and a bond that shaped Taylor's songwriting for years to come. Taylor and Joe's first confirmed meeting is widely believed to have happened at the 2016 Met Gala. Swift, known for her high-profile relationships, shifted gears after a string of public breakups. She wanted something different, something real, away from cameras, headlines, and constant speculation. Taylor rented a home in North London, placing her close to Joe's family and friend circle. Far from prying eyes in the US, the couple was rarely seen in public. When photographers did catch them, they often wore hats or hoodies, and avoided any public display of affection. Swift skipped red carpet events and parties, choosing time in quiet cafes or private gatherings with Joe and close friends. Their commitment to privacy ran so deep that most fans and even some industry insiders didn't know they were dating until a year later, when reports surfaced in May 2017. Taylor paused social media posts about her personal life, making their relationship almost invisible to the outside world. During this time, Swift's friends and collaborators noted a clear shift. She joked about going dark and focused on protecting her new connection. Joe, more reserved by nature, was the perfect match for Taylor's new outlook. While paparazzi tried and failed to catch them together, the couple quietly enjoyed film screenings, cozy nights in, and walks in local London parks. These early months were significant not just for their secrecy, but for the sense of security. Taylor found, for the first time in years, she experienced romance without an audience, theme that would play out again and again in her music. Taylor Swift is famous for putting her life into her songs, and fans were quick to look for clues about Joe in her albums from this period. Her ability to turn real moments into poetic lyrics made every new release a treasure hunt for hidden references to her new love. Albums from this era include Reputation 2017 and Lover 2019, each sprinkled with lines that seem to point directly at Joe Alwyn. Ready for it. Reputation 2017, lines like "Knew he was a killer. First time that I saw him, wonder how many girls he had loved and left haunted. Capture the thrill and risk of falling in love quickly and secretly. Gorgeous Reputation 2017, widely accepted as a direct nod to Joe, with lines like "You should take it as a compliment that I got drunk and made fun of the way you talk." poking fun at his English accent. King of My Heart's Reputation, 2017. Taylor references finding someone who truly understands her, with lyrics about letting her guard down, I'm your queen, and you're my king of my heart. Call It What You Want, Reputation, 2017. A more introspective song, it points to finally feeling safe with someone new. My baby's fit like a daydream, walking with his head down. I'm the one he's walking to. Taylor's writing style during this period became noticeably more guarded, poetic, and layered. Instead of naming names or describing public events, she dropped subtle hints, private jokes, tiny details, coded references, trusting that the people who needed to know would understand. Albums with Joe's fingerprints. Reputation, 2017, seen as the Joe album by many fans, bursting with excitement, secrecy, and hope. Lover, 2019, less coded, more openly joyful, but still grounded in the kind of real-life happiness Taylor found with Joe. Looking back, the music from these early years of their relationship stands as a secret diary filled with longing, excitement, a newfound sense of safety, and a determination to keep their love private. Taylor let her lyrics drop breadcrumbs for fans, but always kept the heart of her romance with Joe just out of sight. Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn's relationship stood out in Hollywood because they weren't interested in making a spectacle out of their love. Over more than 6 years together, they managed something rare. A romance mostly out of the spotlight, rarely confirmed and almost never flaunted. Their bond was both intensely private and deeply collaborative, shaping some of Taylor's most beloved music and teaching fans a new way to see celebrity love stories. Shared creativity, from folklore to evermoria, major turning point in Taylor and Joe's partnership came when he stepped into her creative world under the pseudonym William Bowery, name nodding to both his family history and the Bowery in New York. Joe Alwyn became much more than just inspiration. He was part of the songwriting process, co-writing several tracks on her pandemic albums, Folklore and Evermore, and later contributing to Midnight's. Alwyn's co-writing credits include Exile Feat, Bon Iver, Betty Champagne, Problems Cone Island, Ft. The National, Evermore, Ft. Bon Iver, Sweet Nothing. Their teamwork wasn't just technical, it was personal. Songs like Champagne Problems show storytelling from both sides, blending Taylor's signature lyrical style with Joe's influence. Exile, with its duet format and aching lyrics, dives into themes of separation and perspective, hinting at their ability to explore real emotion from a safe distance. Fans quickly noticed that the music from this period felt different, raw, poetic, and mature. It didn't dish out details about their romance outright, but each song offered glimpses, a shared joke about London, a reference to peace and privacy, or a painful goodbye. Swift confirmed Joe's role on these records, once telling fans how he'd been playing piano in the other room, and she invited him to collaborate. Peace shares Taylor's worry about how her fame might jeopardize their life together. Invisible String weaves together the couple's milestones, from their first meeting to everyday moments. Sweet Nothing, co-written on Midnights, is a love letter to the comfort of being understood without pressure. The William Bowery era of Taylor's music didn't just prove Joe's talent, it revealed how deeply their connection ran, so deep they could build art together, while keeping their real-life story out of reach. Swift and Alwyn's commitment to privacy set them apart. While most celebrity couples announce milestones with glamorous social media posts or red carpet appearances, Taylor and Joe built strong boundaries from day one. Their shared rules for staying out of the public eye included steering clear of traditional paparazzi hotspots and rarely being photographed together outside of controlled environments. Choosing private locations for vacations and dates, often shielded by trusted friends or security. Almost no social media confirmation, no shared posts, no comments on each other's profiles, no birthday tributes. When they did attend events together, whether it was a movie premiere or an awards show after party, they often arrived and left separately. Cameras might catch a quick glance or quiet handhold, but they never gave headline-making interviews about their love. In rare interviews, Joe would sidestep personal topics. He explained, "Our relationship isn't up for discussion." Taylor echoed this in her own statements, telling fans that protecting her private life helped her stay grounded in an industry that thrives on speculation. Even in songs about Joe, she stopped short of confirming details, leaving listeners to guess which lyric pointed to which memory. This approach worked. They survived years of engagement and marriage rumors, entire album cycles dedicated to love, and even a high-profile breakup without ever having to spell things out. The power in their ambiguity let the music speak louder than the tabloids ever could. For fans, Taylor and Joe's relationship became a lesson. Sometimes the most genuine moments happen offstage, shared between two people who aren't seeking anyone's approval. The stories woven into Taylor's music, paired with their famously private outings, only deepened the intrigue, turning their romance into one of pop culture's most whispered about mysteries. Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn's love story hasn't played out through splashy headlines or public declarations, but rather through hints, symbols, and a sea of speculation. Swift's fans, ever alert, have learned to parse each music video scene, outfit, lyric, and social post for meaning. This deep attention to detail fed the most prominent theories. Did Taylor and Joe secretly get engaged, or even married? Let's break down the two biggest sources of excitement: the hidden clues in her songs and albums, and the visual hints from red carpets to Instagram posts. When Taylor released her Lover album in 2019, fans clocked the shift from private longing to unguarded affection. Many pointed to the title track, Lover, as a possible wedding vow set to music. The lyrics bring up a level of promise and intimacy that goes beyond most love songs. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand? With every guitar string scar on my hand, I take this magnetic force of a man to be my lover. My heart's been borrowed and yours has been blue. All's well. That's the alleged secret marriage. Rumors, lyrics, and public denials, few topics, have fueled more online debate in recent years than the whispers of a secret wedding between Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn. The idea didn't just pop up out of thin air. It was powered by fans reading between the lines of her lyrics, celebrity gossip outposts stoking the fire, and a never-ending cycle of denials and speculation. Let's break down how social media and news drove the conversation, and how Taylor and her team responded each time the rumors grabbed new headlines. In 2020 and 2021, Instagram gossip account @DuMoy grew at lightning speed, grabbing more than 800,000 followers in its first year and setting trends in how celebrity rumors spread. DuMoy's recipe: gather anonymous, unverified tips from fans, then post them to Instagram stories, keeping the community in suspense and letting rumors snowball. This crowdsourced gossip, often written as blind items, gave fans the feeling that they had real insider knowledge, even though most posts came with a disclaimer stating the account hadn't confirmed anything. Here's how DuMoy and similar accounts pumped up the Swift-Alwyn marriage speculation: anonymous tips about secret weddings. Followers regularly submitted claims about Taylor and Joe having a low-key wedding in the English countryside or an ultra-private ceremony in LA. These items vanished after 24 hours, igniting buzz but leaving little trace when questioned later. Viral lyric breakdowns. Swifties took to Dumois' DMIs with theories about lover, invisible string, and peace as coded wedding announcements. When @Dumois posted these, conversations spilled into TikTok and Twitter, building momentum. Public engagement. Celebrities sometimes engaged with these posts, adding an extra jolt of excitement. Fans would screen record and share any post about Taylor, making sure nothing slipped through the cracks. Instead of aggressive, tabloid-style gossip, Dumois' tone often felt more like a conversation at brunch. It made the topic go viral while still letting speculation stay light-hearted, and gave people a sense of being part of Hollywood's biggest mysteries. But there was a line. @Dumois rarely doubled down on marriage claims, labeling everything as just a tip and reminding everyone that stories remained unverified. The result? A tidal wave of social chatter, countless conspiracy threads, and near-weekly #Taylor Swift marriage trends on Twitter, Reddit, and Instagram, despite the facts never lining up. Official rebuttals, publicist statements, and media coverage, with the rumor mill in overdrive. Swift's team and close sources knew they had to act. Their approach was clear, consistent, and professional. Use strong public denials and tackle the story head-on without letting things spiral. Swift's publicist on record. Whenever rumors peaked, Swift's longtime publicist issued short statements to major outlets like People and Entertainment Tonight. These always denied any secret wedding or legal marriage between Taylor and Joe, emphasizing that the reports are simply untrue. Clarifying interviews. Both Taylor and Joe, when pressed in interviews, stuck to a simple message. They kept personal milestones private and did not wish to share them with the public. Joe was famous for saying, "If I had £1 for every time I've been told I'm engaged or married, I would have a lot of coins." Media best practices. Top outlets fact-checked the rumors and usually included the publicist's denial at the top of each marriage speculation story. Serious news organizations did not run wedding claims as fact, knowing the difference between viral gossip and real reporting. Swift's social strategy. Taylor herself never addressed the claims directly on Instagram or Twitter, letting her team manage the speculation. This quiet denial further set the record straight, making it clear Swift preferred privacy to headlines. Behind the scenes, the team followed best practices for responding to media controversy. Swift, clear rebuttals, avoided giving oxygen to the rumors. Monitoring public sentiment allowed them to adjust communications as needed. Careful language was used to avoid legal or personal landmines. Taken together, these strategies show the playbook for how major stars and their teams handle the wild world of celebrity gossip in real time. When the pressure mounted, Swift's camp chose facts and quiet confidence over tabloid drama, shutting down false stories while respecting fans' curiosity. Endings and interpretations. The breakup, the songs, and what's next. As the relationship between Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn faded from romance to memory, fans and media dissected every word, song, and sighting for meaning. The fascination didn't end with their split. It shifted into a search for closure, signs of heartbreak, and clues about what would come next for both stars. The music, the statements, and public shifts paint a fuller picture than rumors ever could. Taylor Swift is a master at weaving personal stories into her lyrics so listeners feel the highs and lows right alongside her. This skill feels especially sharp in You're Losing Me, a song many fans believe directly addresses her breakup with Joe Alwyn. Released in 2023 but reportedly written in late 2021. You're Losing Me stands out for its raw details and emotional honesty. The lyrics focus on the slow unraveling of a love story, with lines like "You say, I don't understand," and "I say, I know you don't," that hint at deep communication breakdown. Swift paints a picture of emotional distance growing, rather than sudden betrayal or scandal. Words like "I can't find a pulse," "My heart won't start anymore for you," cut straight to the core: loss of connection. Fans picked out clues that this might be about more than just a breakup. Phrases about packing up dreams, invisible rings, and being put on ice sparked theories about a failed engagement or an almost wedding. Other songs on her album, like "So Long, London," seem to echo the same sorrowful tone, using specifics familiar to those who tracked her years with Alwyn. Small details, references to London, themes of wanting peace and privacy, and feeling misunderstood, map onto what the public knew about their relationship and its slow decline. What adds to the intrigue is how Taylor balances heartbreak with respect. There's no bitterness, only a sense of sadness for something big that slipped away, leaving space for fans to fill in the blanks about whether a proposal ever actually happened. The combination of veiled hints and confessional storytelling turned her music into a collective diary entry for anyone who's watched a once bright love quietly burn out. Since their official breakup announcement in April 2023, both Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn have carefully shaped the next acts of their public lives, and the world has watched every step. Swift moved forward, both personally and professionally. Her most public new romance is with NFL star Travis Kelce, a pairing that's set celebrity media on fire and delights fans who love seeing her in a new light. Musically, Swift leaned into storytelling that both reflects on her past and celebrates moving ahead. Songs from the Tortured Poets Department and new re-recordings balance heartbreak with hope and self-acceptance. In public appearances, she shows confidence and energy, channeling her personal growth into creative wins. Fans' perception of Taylor shifted as well. Where once she was seen as private and careful, she's now praised for her openness, showing that resilience can follow heartbreak and even inspire great art. Alwyn has kept a lower profile, focusing on his acting career and rarely commenting on his relationship with Swift. In interviews, like those published in The Guardian and Deadline in 2024 and 2025, he described the breakup as difficult due to the intense outside curiosity. He emphasized the value of privacy and the challenges of celebrity scrutiny. Rather than fuel rumors, Alwyn directs his energy toward film projects and personal stability. He talks openly about growth and how the experience made him stronger and more focused. Public opinion about Alwyn softened after the breakup. While he was once viewed as the mysterious boyfriend, now fans and press acknowledge his desire for normalcy. There's a sense of respect for how he handled the spotlight and stayed true to himself, never turning their private life into public drama. Taylor and Joe's breakup was not about clashing egos, but a natural drifting apart, complicated by fame and lifestyle differences. Each has found a way to grow: Taylor through her art and new connections, Joe through a quieter strength and career focus. Their story reminds us that love doesn't always end in fireworks or headlines. Sometimes it just changes, quietly but permanently, leaving both people changed for the better. Together, these moves help close the chapter on one of pop culture's most watched love stories, all while reminding fans that real life is always more complicated and nuanced than the rumors suggest. The balance between fame and personal life has always been tricky for celebrities, but the arrival of social media took things to another level. Few couples showed this tightrope walk better than Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn. While Taylor is one of the most recognized faces in the world, she and Joe managed to keep their years-long relationship mostly hidden, a small miracle in a world where everyone has a camera in their pocket. Their story offers powerful lessons on privacy, boundaries, and the real price of living life in the public eye. Fans today feel closer to celebrities than ever before. Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter turn stars into daily fixtures in our lives. But for those actually in the spotlight, this closeness comes with a price. Constant monitoring. Every outing, post, and rumor gets scrutinized by millions. Paparazzi pressure, even basic routines, like walking a dog or visiting a coffee shop, can make headline news. Parasocial relationships. Fans can feel a one-way emotional connection, believing they're part of a celebrity's life, raising expectations for access and updates. Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn faced all of these pressures but made careful choices to draw hard boundaries. This level of control is rare, and their approach highlighted how keeping personal details protected can give stars some peace, even if only for a while. From their very first meeting, Taylor and Joe set ground rules. No shared red carpet moments, no joint interviews, no couple selfies for the world to comment on. Even their closest friends rarely talked about them as a pair. Limited public appearances, they rarely showed up together at major events. And if they did, it was low-key and often under the radar. No flashy social media posts. Their Instagram accounts were carefully curated and gave away almost nothing about their romance. Use of aliases. Joe even adopted the name William Bowery to make music with Taylor, keeping his songwriting role private until it had to be revealed. This approach worked as a kind of invisible force field, giving them space to build something real. Taylor's own team repeatedly shut down marriage rumors, and Joe often sidestepped any questions about their relationship in interviews by saying, "Our relationship isn't up for discussion." They kept the tabloid circus at bay, not by hiding, but by refusing to play the game. Why does this matter? Because celebrity privacy isn't just about protecting secrets. It's about mental health, safety, and the right to a life outside the camera's reach. Emotional well-being. Public attention can strain relationships and put extra pressure on already busy lives. Personal security. Too much access invites unwanted attention or even danger. Authenticity. By keeping some things private, celebrities can keep parts of themselves untouched by outside opinions or gossip. Taylor and Joe's dedication to privacy is more than a personality quirk. It's a smart response to a world that rarely takes no for an answer. As fans, respecting these boundaries not only shows kindness but also keeps the magic alive, reminding us that even the most famous relationships are still made up of real people, facing real challenges. The story of Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn isn't just a Hollywood romance. It serves as a case study in how to survive and even thrive when your private life threatens to become public property. Here are key takeaways. Privacy is a form of control. Setting boundaries keeps the most personal parts of life safe. Even in an environment built for exposure, media narratives are powerful. But not everything. Just because fans or blogs say something doesn't make it true. Publicists and direct statements still matter. Resilience isn't just surviving attention, it's deciding what to share. Celebrities have the right to tell their own stories, or not tell them at all. As Taylor and Joe so often demonstrated, Taylor and Joe's journey redefined what closeness and connection can look like in the age of social media. Their romance delivered not only music and headlines, but a kind of blueprint for privacy that others now want to follow. For fans, it's a reminder that loving an artist doesn't mean knowing everything about them. And some stories are better when kept a little bit mysterious. The tale of Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn's rumored secret marriage remains just that, a rumor, firmly denied by Swift's team and never confirmed by either party. Their relationship grew from a quiet first meeting to creative partnership and eventually an amicable split. Along the way, fans clung to every lyric and public sighting, feeding ongoing intrigue but never uncovering real evidence of a marriage or hidden ceremony. This story matters because it shows how curiosity and speculation can take on a life of their own, especially around celebrities who try to keep private moments out of the spotlight. Taylor and Joe built their bond on trust and boundaries, resisting pressure to turn their love into tabloid fodder. The lessons they leave behind speak to anyone following celebrity couples. True intimacy doesn't have to be public, and often, what we don't know says more than any rumor ever could. Thanks for joining and watching this deep dive into one of pop culture's most captivating mysteries. If you've found new perspective or want to share your own theories, the conversation keeps going. Leave your thoughts or memories below, and stay tuned for more on how fame and privacy collide.